The hot stove has been on fire at the winter meetings this week. The Chicago Cubs have acquired Kyle Tucker from the Houston Astros. Kyle Tucker is one of the best outfielders in baseball. He's one of the most underrated players in baseball still. All this guy does is produce, and the Cubs just got a lot better on offense. So let's put Kyle Tucker on the projected 2025 Cubs. Now, first things first, I do have Cody Bellinger in this lineup still because as of this second, he is still a member of the Cubs, but there's a lot of reports about him possibly going to the Yankees. Some people saying there's like a deal in place if the Tucker deal goes through or whatever. So I just know as soon as I post this video, Cody Bellinger is going to be traded, but for right now, he's still a Cub, so I have him on here. Otherwise, this team looks pretty much what you'd expect it to look like with Ian Happ, Dansby Swanson, Seiya Suzuki. They were able to keep him. They didn't have to trade him, so that's huge. And I'm putting Moises Ballesteros behind the dish because Pipeline has him projected to make his debut in 2025. Otherwise, I would have to use Miguel Amaya, so I think I'd rather use Moises. I also have Matt Thaiss, PCA, and Kevin Alcantara on this team as well. In the rotation, I have Shota Imanaga, Justin Steele, Cade Horton, and Matthew Boyd. Yes, once again, I'm taking a leap here. I think Cade Horton will make his debut in 2025, so I'm putting him on here. And you guys know the drill at this point. I'm using the Cubs captain pitching card, even though Yu Darvish is not on the team, just to get the boost to help out this bullpen because they're never good on these team builds. So let's talk more about this trade as we get into a ranked game with the projected 2025 Cubs. As I look for this game, just a reminder that if you're heading to any concerts or sporting events, use code COUGS on SeatGeek to save $20 on your tickets. And make sure to check out Underdog if you haven't. It's the best place for daily fantasy sports. I'm sure I'll be putting Kyle Tucker on some of my pick'em entries when baseball season starts. So all you're doing is picking higher or lower based off Underdog's projection for a player. So sign up with code COUGS to get some promo cash, as well as a free pick for your first entry. And always play responsibly. All right, we got the Cubs going up against Justin Verlander. Playing in Shield Woods, let's put up a big offensive day. Very nice. Here comes Kyle Tucker in a Cubs uni. 3-1, dude, come on. Put something in the zone. Let Kyle Tucker swing it. Oh my God. Oh, I was too early? Sure, I was a little bit under it, but come on. I've hit home runs on PCI swings way worse than that. Full count on Seiya. Ball 4, let's go. 2-out walk. And here's Cody Bellinger, a Cub for right now. Go, ball, go. Cody Bellinger. In maybe one of the last times you'll see him in a Cubs uni, goes yard and gives me a 2-0 lead. If Cody Bellinger does get traded, I assume it'll be something like Pete Crow Armstrong in center field, or maybe somebody else moves out there. They have guys, and you know, that's a great swing from Dansby. Is that gonna get caught? Oh, that's terrible. That should have been an Oppo nuke. But yeah, they have guys that can fill Cody Bellinger's role. And obviously Cody Bellinger's still a good bat for sure, but losing him wouldn't be like the end of the world for the Cubs, you know? But the other thing is they don't even have to trade him. They could keep Cody Bellinger if they want, maybe put him back at first, move Michael Busch around somewhere in the infield. I don't know. They don't have to trade him, but if they do trade him, they could get more pitching, or I don't know. They have options. Cade Horton looking good. That's a 1-2-3 inning for the prospect. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about this Kyle Tucker trade, because honestly, on like first glance, my first reaction, I didn't really like the move on either side. And then I started looking a little bit deeper at the move and started to understand how it affects like the futures of each team and stuff like that. And I did end up liking it a little bit more. Let's start with the Chicago Cubs, because obviously they get Kyle Tucker. They get one of the best outfielders in baseball. He is a difference maker in a lineup. He's one of the most underappreciated players in the game, and he automatically makes their offense better. But the thing is, they only have him for 1 year. He is a rental player, and I don't know if the Cubs are going to sign him to an extension during the rest of this offseason, during next season, if he's going to go test the free agent market and then maybe they sign him there. You play that risk with getting a guy for 1 year. I mean, look what happened with the Yankees and Juan Soto. They gave up Michael King, they gave up Kyle Higashioka, and yes, to get Juan Soto, that's a move you make 100 times out of 100, and they made the World Series out of it. But at the end of the day, Soto now has moved on to the New York Mets, and now the Yankees don't have anything to show for it because they didn't win the championship. So you always play that risk when you get a guy for 1 year. This guy's trying to be a little rat on the bases. What? In what world are you safe there? Ooh, Ian Happ might have just made it 3-0. Let's go. 421 feet, and here comes Kyle Tucker. Damn, his PCI is so small. I wish we got a better Kyle Tucker card this year. All we got is this 96. Get up the middle. Oh, no. Why does everything hit Ottavino? Oh, that's one of the worst home runs I've ever seen in my life. 84 off the bats. How do you see why I was upset about Kyle Tucker's first at-bat? That ball should have been crushed. Anyway, going back to the trade talk, going back to Kyle Tucker on the Chicago Cubs. Yeah, obviously they run the risk of not re-signing him to an extension. But if you feel like you can go out and get a difference maker and you feel like you have a chance to win right now, sometimes that's a move that you have to make, and sometimes you have to be okay with saying goodbye to some talent. And the thing is, I actually don't think the Cubs gave up too much that's really going to affect their future. You gave Isaac Paredes to the Houston Astros, and Kyle Tucker's bat is going to more than make up for that offensive production. You traded away Cam Smith, who's one of the top 10 prospects in the organization, but they've also got enough prospects and guys that can move around the field to where it's not that huge of a deal. I think Cade Horton's about to give up his first run of the game right here. Unless Kyle Tucker can get it in. Oh, I wanted him to go home there. So the more I looked at it, the more I liked it from the Cubs side, especially if they are able to sign him to an extension long term. If they can do that with giving up the amount they gave up, this is a massive win for the Cubs. That was a bad pitch. But then we have the Houston Astros side, and the reason I didn't really like it from the Astros at first is because it's Kyle Tucker. I thought they should have paid the guy. Like, he's your dude. He's homegrown. He's been there for the dominance run they've had in the AL. He's been there for multiple World Series. He's been there for a championship. Like, he's been such a key part of that team. Oh my God, this guy's destroying me right now. He's been such a key part of that team. I really thought they should have paid him. And obviously it doesn't seem like they're going to be re-signing Alex Bregman. And so I would assume, oh my God, this guy's just put up 5 runs so fast. With not paying Alex Bregman, I would assume that that money would go towards a Kyle Tucker contract extension. But then I started looking at what the Astros are already paying and their payroll currently and the contracts they have on the books. They signed Jose Altuve to an extension last year, and he's getting paid over $100 million over the next 5 years. Yordan Alvarez is getting paid a good amount over the next 4 years. They signed Josh Hader, that 5-year, $95 million deal. Lance McCullers Jr. is still getting paid like $34 million over the course of the next 2 seasons. Low-key, as I keep talking, this inning is an absolute nightmare for Cade Horton. I think they still owe money to Jose Abreu. They got to think about paying Framber Valdez at some point. So they have more money like tied up than I thought they did. And if you're not going to pay Kyle Tucker, then you got to get something back for him. Hear that, Artie? Dude, why did this guy become the best player of all time in the bottom of the third? What is this? Cade Horton, you cannot leave this game in the 3rd inning. I need something out of you. Oh my God, I cannot buy an out right now. Oh, there's an out. Okay. Thank you. Finally, the bleeding is over. And I didn't get any runs back, so we're just right back to the mound. We're getting the leadoff out. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If you're not going to pay Kyle Tucker, you got to get at least something for him. And I think what they got back is definitely going to help out the Astros right now, as well as in the future with Cam Smith, I'm sorry. Isaac Paredes is going to be very good in Houston, man. He's going to be the replacement, I guess, for Alex Bregman, and he's going to play way better in that ballpark, because if you took the fly balls that he hit at Wrigley and you put those same swings in Minute Maid, he would have had 7 more home runs, giving him a total of 26 on the season with like 90 RBIs. That's like a all-star caliber season right there. That's big time. He's just going to be way better in Minute Maid than he was in Wrigley. So yeah, I like the move for the Astros the more I looked at it. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this trade. Do you think it was a good trade? Do you think it was a fleece by either team? How are you feeling about this whole thing? Let me know in the comments. I got to try to lock in right now because this guy just doesn't go away. That's a 4-pitch walk to Ohtani. Bro, come on. He doesn't need the help, dude. Please. Where are we at? 9-1-2. Kyle Tucker will be up this inning. There's no way that's my first swing of the inning, bro. These 8 unanswered runs have me rattled. Tell me that's gone. Tell me that's leaving. It is. Ian Happ has his 2nd of the game. And now we get to bring up Kyle Tucker, who needs to do something. Oh my God, dude. That's not going to carry. I'm right there again. With everybody else, I can be off the PCI early, very early, whatever. But with Kyle Tucker, I have to be perfect. All right, that's going to be it for Cade Horton. He's got to go. He's just hitting him too well. I think it's time to go to Justin Steele. I need to use a starter here because I can't go to my bullpen yet. Well, the home run we got with Ian Happ is now erased. I can't stop this guy. Yeah, and that's a 2-run home run for Corbin Carroll, lefty on an outside slider. I know he's still, what, 4 runs away from doing it, but I would not be shocked if this guy mercied me. I'm physically incapable of doing anything right. There we go. That's something right. Of course, I'm doing it with the guy that might not even be on the team by like the time you're watching this video. That is not where I wanted that pitch, bro. Why am I making so many mistakes? This is insane. I mean, he could literally win this game on the next at-bat. Corbin Carroll literally already has a lefty home run in this game. We stay alive. No. No, if you're gonna beat me, beat me. Don't give me that friendly quit nonsense, bro. If you're gonna slam me, slam me. Pause. Made him rage quit. Let's go.